Or in a game. If you're in a game, when would be a good time to start identifying the pitch? Release, but prior to that, how are you going to know his release point? Are you going to wait till you get to home plate? Dugout? Yeah? I think it starts way before that. When you play catch, as a receiver, what are you looking at? Are you truly looking at the release, or are you just looking at the ball coming at a certain time? And this is why a lot of players are really late when a ball is to your right or your left. They kind of reach out to get it last minute because they truly didn't see the ball out of the hand. They saw it late. So by the time the ball was halfway, it's too fast, now they got to reach. You've done it a lot, and when you go to home plate or you're on deck, it's much easier because you've trained your body, your eyes to do that already. So I'll give you a study that was done by about Major League hitters. Most of them, when do you think the front foot touches the ground, and where is the ball at that time, at the Major League level? Is the ball out of the hand, close to home plate? Where is it? Middle? Okay, somewhere, that's a good answer. Somewhere about halfway point. Now every hitter's a little different. Some of the real good hitters, they can wait a little longer, and that has to also do with two things, vision and bat speed. Okay, when your landing foot gets down late, what happens? What do you lose? Balance is critical because vision allows you to be better balanced also, and vice versa. If you have good balance, you've got better vision.
맞아요.
Go to contact.
네, 그래서 공을 친다고 생각하고 앞으로만 나가주세요. 풀스윙은 아니고, 앞까지.
Now watch. I'm going to lean forward. He has to hold me.
Weighs 65 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
되게 가벼우세요.
Pretty good, no? Strong? Now, stay. Front foot on the ground, right?
앞발이 닿은 상태에서 지금 버티시죠?
Okay, watch. Take this foot, put it down. Okay.
발 내리시고.
Stay there. Now, I'm going to put my finger here, and I'm going to pull back. He has to stop me. Okay, ready? Hey, stop. Come on.
멈추세요.
Come on.
멈추세요.
Hey, come on. What's the matter? Go. What did he just lose? If this is late, can this rotate? And once the foot gets down, the body's going to want to go. So if you're late, you're going to lose balance, you're going to lose power, and you're going to lose vision. Good? Yeah. Give me my hand. Vision is extremely important. Timing is important. Balance is important. I'm going to throw the ball, say, inside or outside. Okay? As soon as you can. You guys tell me where the ball is when he says it.
Oh.
Yeah. What happened? As soon as possible. Where did he call that? Where? Maybe here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. If you were to do this every day, you would start to realize I have to identify the ball as soon as possible. If this is the release point or this is the release point, sooner or later I have to see the ball in this area. General, a lot of vision people teach, look at the overall body first, and then transfer your vision to the location of the release point. Because it's hard for the eyes to vision here that whole time. So the question that I should have asked you is, when you go up to hit, where are you looking? Are you looking at the pitcher in general and then transferring your focus? When your coach is throwing batting practice, again, are you training for that? When you're hitting off a batting tee, where are you looking? Because if you're looking here, that's the wrong spot. That's why I like where we throw the baseball into a screen And then we have a hitter on the other side hitting it off the tee, but we're looking at the pitcher first. So your goal in this drill is to keep working till you can call it as soon as you can. You've got to be able to identify that pitch within that 15 to 20 feet, so it's different. 20-foot zone from release point. You've got to be able to start identifying that. And that vision will allow you to have better rhythm, timing, ground force, meaning your feet are on the ground, and vision. Now, if I were in your shoes and I was your age and I knew this, the first thing I'd be doing is starting to research somehow through your coaches, somewhere. There's a lot of information. Start to research. How can I become better with my vision? What type of training is out there to allow me, for my eyes, to be able to identify the ball better? Do you know that the #1 training right now to enhance performance, which includes your vision, is your sleep? And that's a whole nother area to make yourself a better athlete.
Vision for a hitter, you have to be able to see the ball in order to hit it. As a pitcher, there's a focus with the eyes that can help with where you throw the ball. Right? We're trying to throw the ball to a smaller spot or a smaller area. Right? So for us, that would be why vision is important to us. The hitter, as a hitter, you may be looking at the center of the guy's chest, the pitcher's chest, and then you're going to the window of his release to find the ball. I'm looking at the glove that I'm trying to throw to, right? So I may see it, but then in order to hit something inside of there, then I'm going to find focus on something even smaller inside of the mitt. So I may see the mitt first, but then try to pick out something inside of the mitt to throw to. Some guys have their eyes on the target the whole time. Might look down and then eventually look up and find their target. Right? When he would come into the stretch and he would lift, he'd be looking down and he'd already be falling forward, and then he was trying to pick up the target. So all we talked about was maybe at the top of his lift, even if it was a smaller lift, that he would get his eyes inside on the target. At the top of the lift, that's where we want to be looking for our target. We practice this all the time when we're playing catch. We want our guy to give us a target, and we're seeing it, we're trying to hit it. All right, I missed a little bit, right? Give me another target. Anyway. Right? Right? So every time that we're throwing a ball, we're looking for a target, we're trying to find it, we're trying to get it as close to that as we possibly can. Every pitch.
Are you training for competition? A great example is a lot of you use the batting tee, right? Now for you, hitting off a batting tee should be fairly easy because the ball is sitting there. I'm going to hit 5 balls off the tee, and can I see how many line drives have I hit out of 5? It's an 0-2 count or 1-2 count. I've got a man on third. It's the bottom of the 9th. It's the championship game. Whatever the situation is. And then if you challenge yourself, what you're going to do with that next swing. Something that I failed at when I played, and I try to teach it the best I can to young players as early as possible. And that's the ability to come back when you fail. You know, when you strike out, when you make an unproductive out. You know, how do you deal with that failure? And we try to put that aspect of the game in all of our practices with our players. So we want our players to be under that pressure situation, under that failure situation, so they know how to rebound from that failure. Because no matter what, how good you are, you're going to fail. We're all going to fail. What I look at in players, especially like when we're picking for helping to select the national team, is how does that player deal with a mistake? And you got to be able to train that. You can't just go into a game and say, well, I'm going to work on my breathing in a game, because it's too late by then. It's got to be something you train and practice that carries into your game situation. You know, in the U.S., we do have many times we have to teach our players how to deal with the umpire when the umpire makes a mistake. It's not in your control, so you can't worry about that mistake. You have to worry about that next pitch and how you're going to deal with that next pitch. And after 2 games, I realized he couldn't deal with failure, even though he was a great athlete, my best shortstop. Strikeout, he'd go to the field, and you can tell he was thinking about the strikeout. And you saw it in his fielding also, as a result. Somebody mentioned the mental game, right? Isn't it? That's the mental part of the game. It's so important. Here's the question I ask my players when they fail, and they come to me and say, Coach, what did I do? Or what? I did this, I struck out, whatever it was. I ask them, what did you think you did wrong in that situation? Or what are you going to do about it next time? So I kind of put the question back on them, how are you going to deal with it, to find out how they're thinking. Then I really pay attention when they make a mistake, what their body looks like, what kind of body expression they have. You know, do they put their head down? Are they, a great example, you hit a line drive, 100 miles an hour. If you come to me, I'm going to say, man, you hit the ball pretty good. Sometimes you can't help where the ball goes all the time. Or you're mad because the umpire called a strike up here, and my question to you would be, did you think it was a strike? If you be honest with yourself. If you did not think it was a strike, okay, well then it's over with, deal with it. Nothing you can do, right? So if you know that wasn't a strike, forget it, worry about the next pitch, or worry about the next at bat, because you can't control that. If you ask anybody that's ever watched Michael Jordan in a practice, he practiced harder and tougher than any game he ever played. If you want to be like everybody else, then practice like everybody else. But if you want to be different, then you've got to do something different. So maybe the final question will be, what are you doing different to be better than everybody else? Thank you. Good.
회전을 하지 않는 상태에서 이 앞 골반이 앞으로 넘어가는 거를 좀 느끼면서 이제 어깨로 던지고, 그래서 끝까지 다 넘어갈 수 있게. 이게 첫 번째 팁입니다.
Finishing my throw and packing that hip. Part 2, I'm just going to add a turn with it. So instead of throwing it like this, I'm going to turn, right? So I turn, finish, and come up and over. Good.
팔 끝까지.
The key, hold on. The key is to feel this hip being firm, stable, right? We don't want any wobble in our front leg. We want our front leg to be very stable. Foot, knee, hip. Good. Very good. Nice shot. We're going to be in that same starting spot, and as we work our way back, look, my backside, it turned, right? So my foot was up, right? Now it turns, and I'm going to lift this front foot off the ground.
뒷발
I
떨어져 있죠?
start, I roll back, front side comes up. I don't have to lift, just a little lift. Now I land and I throw. Same thing. So I'm working backwards. You guys understand? Before it was like this, then it was a turn, then it was a little bit more. And we'll keep going backwards as we go. You want to feel that same thing.
여기서 또 계속 중요한 거는 이제 착지하는 발의 골반, 무릎, 발 여기서 이제 텐션을 느끼시면서 흔들리지 않으시게 하시면 됩니다.
You're really good at this. Same thing. This time we come up, we lift all the way, and then we go.
네. 그래서 다음 스텝은 이제 킥킥. 레그리프트를 끝까지 다 해주시면 돼요. 하나, 끝까지 올렸다가 하나, 둘, 하나.
Good. And you guys move.
아까 안 흔들리게. 하시는 거 똑같이 하시면 됩니다.
Right? So we wrap at the end. Now we're going to start at the beginning. We go through our motion. We can go wind up or stretch, right? But we're going from beginning to end. We were in the beginning. Now we're going beginning to end. Now, let's go back through, and we'll just do it one at a time. So, no turn, small turn, right? Lift, big lift, and pitch. Turn.
네, 턴 없이 한 번. 가슴 앞에 공주고 턴 없이 한 번.
Turn.
그 다음에 이제 턴 회전해서 한 번.
Now, front foot lift.
네, 그리고 아빠 이제 살짝 들면서 하나. 그 다음에 이제 완전히 다리 다 들면서 하나. 그리고 마지막으로는 그냥 본인 투구하는 것처럼.
Okay. I want to just be able to feel this, that loading back here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, throw. Okay? And all I'm trying to do is feel that hinge off my backside. So think about this hinge. The movement of the hinge happens from the hip here, right? It's this. It's not this, right? I'm hinging this way. So I hinge with my hip this way, and I'm trying to feel that load. Okay, so as I'm going, boom, stick, hinge, hinge, throw. Good?
뛸 때랑 본인이 초구할 때랑 그 느낌을 찾아야 돼요.
If it didn't, try to make it feel the same.
네.
Okay, now regular pitch.
그리고 그냥 자기 투구 폼. 그래서 이거 느낌을
Hop front, throw, or hop back, throw. Hop back's hard.
그래서 같은 느낌인데 이번에 앞으로 뛰던 뒤로 뛰던 뭐 앞으로 한 번 뒤로 한 번씩 해보시고 그리고 뒤는 좀 어렵고요.
Okay, once you've made a few throws backwards and forwards, okay, then make a pitch. So I hop, good, now make a pitch. Now a little faster.
좀 더 빠르게, 더 빠르게.
Good. And change. Ooh, look at that. Go, man. And move. Yep, turn and burn, pitch.
이거 똑같이 그 느낌 살려서 그 스피드로 빡. Very good.
Really good. Very good. Okay, last thing. Grab your bands.
마지막 이제
Your J bands. You know, and I land on my heel, or I land like this, right? I want to be able to train my front side to land from above. Okay, so it's not landing from above like this. It's landing from above to where my foot lands all at the same time. So that's called landing from above. Okay, so all we're going to do, we're going to use our J-bands. It's just a little barrier. It's like for us to get over with our foot. Start with my foot up in the air, and I'm basically going to show my spikes to my catcher, just like this. Okay, so it's this, and then I'm trying to get across the barrier, trying to get across the J-bands, right? And I'm just landing from above. Okay. What we don't want to do is turn this knee out to land straight. We want this, we're going to ride it, and then land flat. Okay? Now pitch. Same kind of thing. Good. Land flat. Land from above.
So you're just going to start balanced here. You're going to toss, hit. See how many out of 5, how many line drives you can hit. This is a pitch, watch. What pitch was that? Purple?
이거 무슨 구정이었어?
What pitch is this? Change up? Come on. Change up, curveball, right? What pitch is this? Fastball. Fastball. What pitch is this? Fastball where? Inside. What pitch is this? Yeah. What pitch is this?
curveball.
Okay. Changing pitches, watch. changeup. I throw one here, fastball, inside. Here, away. So I can train myself the timing. Okay, now go! You have to wait till the ball comes down and your foot lands before you hit. So the timing is going to be different when your foot lands. Your load can be slower, it can be faster, depending on the speed of the pitch. If a guy's throwing really hard, you might come back when the pitcher is here. You begin to come back. If the pitcher's throwing slower, you might wait till the pitcher's here before you come back. Okay? Also, to help your timing, watch most major league hitters. When they swing the bat comes through, goes through all the way to here, comes here, and they don't roll till back here. This doesn't happen till now. You want to stay through the ball as long as possible. You want this as long as possible. So the longer this is, the better you're going to time the pitch. Sometimes you're going to get fooled by the pitch, right? You think it's a fastball, now it's a changeup. And you're here and you cannot get to the pitch yet. You might have 2 strikes on you. So if you finish your swing, you're going to miss that pitch. But if you push off of this and stay through the pitch, now you're going to get the barrel to the ball.
근데 타이밍을 뺏겼음에도 불구하고 어쨌든 야구 방망이가 배트가 계속 존 안에서 지나갈 수 있게 되면은 타이밍을 뺏겼음에도 불구하고 어쨌든 맞출 수 있는 확률이 있는 거기 때문에 스윙을 끊는 것보다는 계속 가져가는 거에 대해서 강조를 하고 계시는 거죠.